We are back on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio, News Talk, 1180, 1230, KGEO, 1410, KERI, and now in Albuquerque, New Mexico at 1000 KKIM. Our guest by phone, Jeremy Staat, the founder and director of the Jeremy Staat Foundation.
And a veteran of the U.S. Marines. Hey, Jeremy,
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi, right. Jeremy, we're losing our freedoms. This is Independence Day. We're supposed to be celebrating our freedoms. As a civilian, we're losing our freedoms, and I think the military is even losing more freedoms. I think you probably can explain a little more about that and what you feel you've lost and what you're not getting by being a veteran.
Well, absolutely. What's amazing to me is that, especially with, like, gun control and all this stuff that's going on, the thing about it is that we're not holding people accountable anymore. I mean, think about it. Everybody says these black guns are the evil assault rifles. Well, the thing about it is ignorance is a choice these days. With all the knowledge that's available at our fingertips, ignorance is a choice. And the thing about it is that we don't sell assault rifles, especially here in California. We don't sell assault rifles. We sell semi-automatic rifles. Assault rifles is what I used in Iraq. It's got a selector switch that goes from safe to semi-automatic to burst to fully automatic. And the thing about it is that most people don't understand that when they're believing these lies, the American people are just being fed these lies and they're eating it up. The thing about it is like me. I mean, why should I be able to have a semi-automatic rifle with high-capacity magazines? What about civil unrest? Right now, Egypt is in an uproar right now. What happens if that happened here in America? Which it did not very long ago, L.A. riots. Civil unrest, a tyrannical government. Or what about multiple assailants that have, let's just say there's 4 assailants that break into my home, or heck, they could just storm a campus someplace, and each one of them has a revolver with 6 rounds. That's 24 rounds. Well, if I only got 10 rounds, you know what? I'm already outgunned.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is as a law-abiding citizen, I am being turned into a criminal with one stroke of a pen. That's what's crazy to me is that I'm a law-abiding citizen. So in order for me to do the right thing, it costs me more money to do the right thing than it would for a criminal who doesn't care to do whatever he wants. It's just absurd. It's like, it's like the diet thing. Everybody can relate to the diet thing. Everybody wants to be, eat healthier. We want to get skinny. We want to have the perfect body. But yet in order to eat healthier, it actually costs more.
Well, I don't fit that bill, by the way.
You don't like that. But the thing about it is it's like here in America, like I said, with our freedoms, it's just amazing that, here I went out, I served, I did my 4 years, I came back, I come home, and people are telling me that I can't do this. I can't worship, and let's just talk about religion, the freedom of a religion. I'm a Christian, but yet the only religion that's under attack right now in the United States is what?
Christianity.
Yeah. It's amazing, but yet Muslims can run all over. They can build mosques from, $12 million mosques with cash. We don't even know where the money comes from. And they're like, oh, no, they can build wherever they want. Well, if they can build wherever they want, why can't I have a 100-foot cross in my front yard?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's another show we'll have to do at another time.
Yeah, and Jeremy, going back to Clay, Clay was on one of those scales the other day that kicks out a little note, and the note said 1 at a time last time he was on it. So.
Funny, haha.
But you had mentioned something about entitlements in the last segment, and I don't want to dwell on this, and I don't want to create any controversy. But are you basically saying that when it comes to entitlements, you feel that I agree that we have an entitlement society, but when it comes to veterans, there are too much entitlements out there?
No, there's not enough entitlements for the ones that didn't get wounded.
Well, the thing about it is like this. Last week there was a gentleman who went before, I think it was the House or Senate, I'm not for sure exactly which one, but, basically he said he had turned his ankle in high school, in a prep high school game. He went to some prep school, military prep school, turned his ankle in high school. He was a quarterback. He goes on to play college football for 4 years, and then all of a sudden, 20 years later, he's coming back saying, well, he deserves a rating of 30% for turning his ankle in prep high school. 30%. I don't even get 30%. He never went to combat. He never even served, but yet now all of a sudden he's saying that he deserves a 30% rating. Well, this is the problem with it, is because when you get false claims like that are invading the VA system, that's why we have 1 million claims backlog. That's why the veterans who are absolutely deserving of these benefits aren't getting their benefits, because you got a bunch of people thinking, well, I'm entitled to this. I should get these. And so they're putting all these false claims in there. and it's backlog in the system, and they wonder why we've got 22 veterans a day committing suicide, over 1,000 a month attempting it, is because we can't get the proper health benefits that we were entitled, that we paid into, that we deserve. But
Okay, good.
But on the flip side, you've got veterans who are abusing the system because they see that it's easy money.
Yeah, I'm glad you had a chance to clarify that.
I just want to know how you got Marty's file.
Oh, well, that was the Freedom of Information Act.
We're having a conversation with the founder of the Jeremy Staat Foundation, Jeremy Staat.
Hey, Jeremy, tell me what's happening. What's new with the Jeremy Staat Foundation?
Well, the great thing about the foundation is, we're a service-based foundation, and we believe in going out and serving the community and doing, what we feel is right. The thing about it is we're only hindered by our funding. We've got about 13 different programs that we're trying to instill in the community, especially with the youth. We want veterans to come out and help and to volunteer and to be mentors, to provide mentorship for the youth. But unfortunately, like I said, it's really hard to get veterans to come out and serve the community if there's nothing that is, incentivized for them. So it's really tough to get these things going. But so we're trying to get a bunch of different programs going. We're still working on our community boxing center based on Marine Corps values to establish, some goals and desire in this generation of youth. Unfortunately, with the way the schools are set up, especially in California, we've got a lot of kids that are frustrated, they're angry, they're mad, they're going out and doing things that they probably shouldn't be doing if they were able to do, if they had other activities, that they could be involved in. I mean, right now, the foundation is trying to grow by leaps and bounds. I mean, we're taking over the Toys for Tots program here in Bakersfield. We're trying to establish a community boxing center. We're trying to establish sports agility camps for kids to combat childhood obesity, and we want to be able to do it at a cost that is pretty low to individuals, so they're not getting hammered, over these sports agility camps. And the reason for that is that, here in Bakersfield, we've probably had at least 24 professional athletes from a variety of different sports, come out of Bakersfield. But yet when they come back home to Bakersfield, they'll charge, $150 to $200 for a 2-day football camp. I'm going, wait a minute. Why don't you support the community that supported you? No one gets to the top on their own. Why don't you come back and put these camps on for, $20 just to pay the cost of the Gatorade and the T-shirt and just establish some time with these kids? Because that's what these kids are looking out for. Is they just want to be, a part of something. They want to be involved in something. And it's kind of the same thing with the veterans. The 22 suicides a day. Hey, get them involved. Let's bring these guys out of these stupid video games and watching stupid TV, and let's get them out of their houses and get them back serving the communities. And the reason I know this, and people could say, this guy's full of malarkey, he's just blah, blah, blah. I know this because it helps me. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, me being, a retired professional football player, which when I left the game, they said 60% of NFL players were suicidal. Then you come back to the military. So I've got two things going against me. And I come back to a society that's just, I just frustrated because it's like, well, how did I accomplish all this stuff in my life, but yet you could do the same thing, but you just choose not to?
Exactly.
Well, we love you, Jeremy.
Yeah. Hey, and Jeremy, the Toys for Tots things, I know I mentioned this to Heather. You and I should get together and talk about that because I'd like to be the depot for Tehachapi. So, keep that in mind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We want to do things. We're just trying to do ordinary things. As a foundation, we're just trying to do ordinary things in extraordinary ways.
Yeah.
And it's not like one of our biggest faults is that I don't send out a press release every time we do something, because if we sent out a press release every time we were doing something, they would stop reading our press releases because, we do some literally daily.
Well, but you should let people know a lot more what you're doing. Let's talk a little bit about that suicide rate for veterans. You'd made a comment, I've heard you talk about this before, that you think that number is going to go up. Why? Why do you think it's going to go dramatically?
Absolutely. It's scary, and that's one of the things that keeps me going. And the big reason is for this. As an NFL football player, I had all kinds of, media attention, media hype. People, oh my God, they knew who I was, and yada, 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 sign autographs. Well, as soon as I was done playing, all that was gone. And all of a sudden that, Jeremy Staat, the professional football player, all that's done. Nobody cares anymore. And what's happening is we're doing the same thing with our veterans right now. Iraq is over. Afghanistan is supposed to be done in 2014. And what's going to happen is in 3 to 5 years, possibly, not possibly, but we might be in another conflict zone or someplace else, these veterans are going to be forgotten about. And they're going to feel that same kind of outs that I felt coming out of the NFL, where no one's going to care. You know, all the free hunting trips, all the free fishing trips, all the free homes, all these things that we've been given to them are all going to go away. And what's going to happen is that these veterans that are coming out 23, 24 years old, that have been relying upon all these, you know, these charitable foundations to give, you know, all this free stuff to, and they're not pushing themselves into school, they're not doing the things they need to do to prepare themselves. What's going to happen is in 3 to 5 years, these guys are going to find themselves, you know, 6 to 10 years behind everybody else, and so they're going to be playing catch up.
Hey, Soldier. Soldier, we're running out of time, but I want you to give.
Soldier, you better watch your mouth. I'm a Marine.
I want you.
You want me to bang him up for you, Jeremy?
Yes, please do that. You're lucky I'm not in studio.
I want you to tell us how we can donate to the Jeremy Staat Foundation.
Absolutely. You know, the foundation, we take credit cards, checks, cash, firstborn sons, daughters, whatever it takes to keep this thing going. But the Jeremy Staat Foundation .org website. You can call the foundation at 661-330-1411. We have a Facebook page, Jeremy Staat Foundation. I also have my personal page up there. And the last name is spelled S-T-A-A-T. A lot of people get confused with Scott, you know, as in S-C-O-T-T. But it's the JeremyStaatFoundation.org. We have a PayPal link there. You can also call the foundation at 661-330-1411. Or you can contact us through Facebook.
Okay. Jeremy, thank you, my friend. And let's keep in touch, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you for the time. We'll be back in a moment on Taking Care of Business on Koerner Radio News Talk 1180.